Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Summit 5 Grand Finals. It's OG versus Wings. I'm Mighty Pixel. We've got a few new faces on the couch. We've got next to me the wonderful Wilson, the man himself from FDL, Friendship, Dedication and Love, on the panel with us. We've also got Fogged once again, and Translator Jack, Mr. Korean Barbecue. He's come to join in for a quick little talk and a quick look at Game 2, because it's underway. The draft has begun, so let's get it up on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, so you can follow through at home. And well, let's start with you, Wilson. Wings Gaming, they're doing it again. Ogre Magi, second pick. Do you like the Ogre Magi?
I love the Ogre Magi. I think he's pretty good at roaming around, and he's also really good at dual lanes, which I think Wings have a preference towards aggro dual lanes.
Okay. Yeah, like we saw in the last game, with the Ricky Ducks, which didn't really work out to great effect. If they're going to do the same, go for an aggressive duel and maybe throw the Ogre Magi up there, what kind of heroes do you think it's going to be? This Bat Ogre kind of combination? Does that stay in the lane?
It's quite possible, but it's too early to say.
Yes, they've got a lot of flexibility.
I know that you guys did play a scrim versus Wings, and they may have ran a certain dual lane with an Ogre Magi. I know I was standing behind you guys, and you were all very frustrated with a certain backstroking hasted Tidehunter because it's Tidehunter with Bloodlust. So
it's the same idea with Batrider, like the Bloodlusted Batrider running at you.
Yep. Being able to use
they picked Ogre a ton during Nanyang. I think a bunch of their games they picked it first or second. They paired it with like a Shadow Demon, and typically their supports when they're playing well, they control the flow of the game early on. And Ogre's one of those heroes, like you said, that can just roam and run at you and take over your lanes.
Yeah, Wings is probably the team that I've been most impressed with their two supports, just because I guess knowing the least about them as a team, like coming into this tournament as well, just because it's not really getting to see as much as these other teams, but like seeing Ice and Innocence's performance just is actually amazing. Like they do such a good job of securing the early game for this team.
And of course, let's just talk about as well, looking at OG's opening. I mean, we've been talking about obviously Wings, how they've given us a good showing, staying in the winners bracket, but OG, they've just come back up for the lowest bracket. They absolutely destroyed Wings in game 1. 18-minute victory. It wasn't close at all. And here we have again the opening picks, Io and Jug for themselves. Crit Io, that in itself is got to be something that Wings, they're going to be pretty scared about. I mean, we've seen some great Io performances from Crit here, and over the last months, the year or so, it's definitely one of his best heroes.
Talking to Wings earlier in the day, asked them kind of who they wanted to play in the grand finals, and they of course said OG because they still consider them more or less the best team in the world. So they got their wish. Last game, they gave up the Drow that's been such an integral hero in the past few weeks, and kind of got a taste of their own medicine almost. But in a sense, they've also said, for this event, winning is important for us, but we mostly want to prepare for TI. So in terms of letting the Drow through, the Drow Medusa strategy that we saw Liquid use in that Manila to get into the grand finals, that we saw Newbie then take from them. They just wanted to be able to test out their own counters to it, and maybe teams find an answer for that Drow strategy, and you start to see that being run during TI. So Wings are just happy to be learning from a team as strong as OG right now, regardless of the outcome of the series.
And bans so far, nothing too out of the ordinary, apart from the AA. I mean, Wilson, if you're seeing you're going to be running a Jug IO strat, obviously the heals are going to be there. Is AA just such a huge nuisance if you're going to be playing like this? You just got to get rid of it.
Yeah, AA is pretty good against those two heroes, and I'm sure that OG has sort of like a push lineup, or maybe like something resembling a push lineup planned, and AA is pretty good at deterring those.
Yeah, and I guess in a sense as well, just even little things like dropping down an Ice Vortex and having Ogre drop down his combo, and the magical damage can be pretty ridiculous. And Fogged, it's that kind of explosiveness is something that someone like an Io is going to be very, very scared of.
Yeah, I mean OG's lineup right here. We're just looking at the first two, the Wisp and the Jug. Like the AA ban makes just perfect sense. You don't want to be dealing with it. You want to be able to reset the fights, just reset the engagements, and AA can really just mess up the game plan. And OG started with these two heroes. You don't want your game plan to get disrupted when you only pick two right away. Definitely a good ban coming out from them.
Those are two signature heroes there for OG. I always associate Wisp with these teams that have a heavy Haunt background, Complexity, and certainly OG as well. And I think with that, we're headed to the bench.
Okay, so fourth ban now for OG. Let's see what they're able to follow up for. Obviously, the Wings taking out the axe away from OG, a hero that OG have definitely started to dabble with towards the latter half of this LAN and had a lot of success. Whether it be even Miracle trying it out in the mid, even though it seems to definitely be more effective when Moon's been playing it on the offlane, as Miracle's just had a few hard matchups but at the same time, both absolutely exceptional Axe players. A little bit of a change around on the couch, ladies and gentlemen, as you'll be very excited to hear some different voices in a minute, so do bear with us, as at the moment it's just me and Wilson holding the fort. Wilson, any predictions? OG's next ban here? Who else? Who do you ban against Wings? I mean, Alchemist, is that just, you don't want to deal with that?
Alchemist was definitely an okay pick for Wings because when you have a Wisp, it's sort of harder to pressure the Alch.
Yeah, and wow. Huskar picked up, and we couldn't have a more relevant person joining us on the couch. In fact, we've got two of them. Two of the boys from Liquid, KuroKy and Matumba Man. Welcome to the couch, boys. And Matumba Man, Huskar picked up by Wings. Bit of a fan?
Yeah. Let's. I don't want to talk about this,
Game winning? Game losing?
Honestly, I think the only relevant person on this couch is right now this guy. I'm just a guy.
I mean, KuroKy, the draft, it's you just play the heroes,
Well,
it's Kuro, you're the man behind the thoughts and behind the teams and the drafts. Huskar picked up at this stage. Tinker's going to be picked up in response by OG. Wings here at this point. There's still the Dazzle. There's still the Oracle. Are we definitely going to see a hero like that come out, or can you run Huskar in different ways?
Well, you'd always want to pair the healer with Huskar, so there's the Dazzle. Dazzle and Oracle are both very good choices.
I think we can't hear Kuro production. Fix it now. Oh, the stream can hear it. It's just me.
Oh,
okay,
split.
you're fine, Kuro. Okay, that's me. I can hear you now, KuroKy. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
I mean, they don't really need Oracle because they don't play against like a stunner you want to remove the stun from with Oracle ulti. So Dazzle is casually good. That's a well-rounded lineup by Wings Gaming.
A Legion Commander is going to be picked up here, and this was, who was it? Na'Vi tried the Legion against us. Was he? It was you guys, wasn't it? How did you have trouble playing against the Legion Commander, Matumba Man?
I mean, it wasn't hard,
Yeah.
but it was like, we countered them. Easy game. I'm too overwhelmed right now. I can't even English. I'm just sitting here with you guys, listening to your thoughts about this
My
game.
thoughts? I don't have any thoughts. I'm here to bring yours out.
I think like Wings wanted this Huskar because like OG banned the AA and they kind of wanted to couple with the Wisp Huskar, and they have Juggernaut as well, and they would just like run them down. But Wings was like on point, picking the Huskar right there.
Yeah, this is.
OG they ran Legion Commander before in this tournament very successfully.
Yes,
Call
yeah,
an
main
Earthshaker. I mean, the Juggernaut will definitely go like carry.
Yeah.
They might even put the Tinker safely in Jugger mid. It's pretty much how they feel like it's better. And
Yeah, I guess in that sense as well, is the Huskar definitely going to be safe lane, or could there be a situation where you are putting the Huskar mid to get a certain matchup?
you might always want to do that,
Yeah.
but I don't think they will this game. I think Wings Gaming will try to put the Batrider and Ogre on the off lane together and put the Huskar and Dazzle on the safe lane. That's what they plan to, at least for now. So the only question for OG is how they can make the Legion Commander work, because if they throw him on the off lane, he's gonna suffer. So I think OG will dual lane the LC. There's Undying, he's a very potent dual laner. So they might just put the LC Undying bottom, on their off lane. Put the Wisp Juggernaut on safe lane, put Tinker mid. They might even, if they're very crazy, they might even tri-lane with the Wisp and put the Jugger, just sack him in the safe lane against the Batrider and the Ogre, because they have a hard time killing the Jugger. It pretty much depends how OG is feeling about it.
Yeah, I mean, Matumba Man, say you're the Huskar, you've seen OG, you've got this potential kind of Legion Undying running at you in your safe lane. Is that, how much of a nightmare is that? Are you able to deal with it?
I mean, you're a bit worried, but once you get like level 3, you got 2 in Burning Spears, you just throw the spears at them, Dazzle is gonna crave you, and you get both kills. You might die on Huskar, but in the end it's like fine. Dazzle is gonna smile like, yeah, getting close to that Solar Crest, boys.
And then suddenly you're winning the game with a Huskar
Yeah,
draft.
just run down all lanes.
Oh boy, Wilson, we've just seen the final pick there. It is going to be the Invoker for Wings. Blink, of course, running that in the mid lane. Is this a game where we're going to see the Huskar draft just go crazy, or do you think OG could have the tools to put it to a stop?
I think it'll really depend on the first few engagements, because later in the game it might be really hard for OG to catch the Wings hero, since their primary initiation is the Legion Commander.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can come out of the early game well enough to be able to fight the Huskar aggression.
I think it all comes down to this bottom lane, how well OG
Yeah.
is gonna like hold down the Huskar in the early game.
They might even put Jogger offlane and put LC in the safe lane solo.
Yeah, so they have better ways to deal with this Wings bullshit.
I mean, we're seeing here the spotted Innocence. He's kind of playing around the tree line here. They don't have too much lockdown, but it looks like they don't need it if N0tail's able to get himself in position, blocking off the Ogre. They'll take themselves first blood for the Juggernaut. And Wings left to run away. In fact, well, they're going to continue to chase it. Shadow falling low. He's going to be fine, but OG there with the movement, finding themselves first blood. Wings unable to do anything to stop it.
Yeah, the Ogre also skilled Bloodlust. It's gonna like hurt him quite a bit, so he's forced to actually go bottom now. You see Batrider is already ready to cut the creep stop. He's in position.
The battle
The
begins.
sneaky plays.
Yeah, but actually no one is top. LC is actually going top, so they will try lane with the Juggernaut.
Yeah, and I mean, as you said, this is exactly what you're expecting from the Croaky, and considering the draft, this is, in your mind, this is one of the ways you deal with a Huskar. You just put so much pressure on him at the start.
Yeah, you do want to pressure him as much as possible. It's kind of weird now for Wings, because they have like this Bloodless Ogre, so I see like this big man Dazzle trying to hit him.
Yeah, ice. He's taking a fair bit of beating here from Flying Crit. He's going to turn around and try and punch back at the Undying, but
Yeah, Flyer wants to make sure to block the camp, but he's forfeiting the idea for now, since the range creep is just hunting him down. Gotta respect the range creep. Just look at him hitting him down.
there we go, trying to move in again onto Shadow, and we're just seeing the combination from the strength removal and having that Blade Fury damage at this stage of the game, really forcing back the Huskar. In fact, well, N0tail now being turned upon. Wings trying to get a bit aggressive back themselves. Fly tethered up by Crit, moving in, and what? One swipe and Ice is gone. Innocence and Shadow, they've got to be careful as well. OG moving in. Crit just able to juggle his teammates beautifully here, keeping them both alive. And the pressure's really going to continue, and it really seems like this safe lane for Wings is going to have a tricky start, to say the least. OG playing it perfectly.
That Bloodlust first seems kind of game losing, actually.
Yeah, Dota is a very shaky game. It's very volatile. Like, little things in the early game can just snowball tremendously and just change the game inherently. At the same time, I do believe this is very uncomfortable for Wings to begin with, having the Ogre in the safe lane. They pretty much want him to be on the off lane with Batrider and put a good amount of pressure there. But OG has responded very smart with picking Undying and just forcing the off lane pressure.
And obviously the other lanes that we haven't really mentioned too much, we can see in the mid lane, Miracle with the edge, 8 for 4 on his Tinker compared to Blink's 3 for 1 on the Invoker. So Invoker already struggling in the early games, but he is going that Quasi-Exort build, so we'll have that catch-up potential if he does fall back in the lane. Top lane, Legion versus the Bat. Moon, 13 for 0 against the 7 for 0. And I guess this is a lane that we can expect the Legion to do pretty well in.
Yeah, he can get the napalms off and just smacking him in the face and nuke his ass. So
He can also run away with it.
yeah, he feels good honestly.
And on top of that, Batrider actually skilled Firefly level 1 to cut the creep wave, so it's very unfavorable for him.
We can certainly see the struggle. And this is one of the things as well, if the top lane and mid lane don't go too great, Wings, they've got to kind of just rely on staying on their own on these solo lanes, because these supports, they're not going to be able to leave the bottom lane for a long time, surely, at least for the entirety of this laning stage. With the amount of pressure OG's putting on Wings, they've got to stay in their positions.
Yeah, they gotta come big in the 10 to 15 minutes to win this game.
Yeah, the good news for OG though is if Invoker starts getting stronger, the retaliation of OG is kind of weak against Invoker. He can have a free-ish game here, but at the same time, playing against Tinker in mid lane is a kind of bad matchup for Invoker. Like, Tinker is just incredibly strong. He beats pretty much every hero in mid lane. Maybe not TA, but besides that, Tinker always has a free game if it's an uncontested 1v1 mid, which is rare to begin with. Usually you have roamers running around, but OG is making sure to just hold them on their bottom lane, so Miracle can have a pure 1v1 against Blink from Wings.
Absolutely, Tinker is going to have a great start this game. Bottom, looking at how the CS has been affected by this tri-lane pressure, you can see N0tail 13 for 8. Huskar, Shadow managed to find himself 9 for 3, but still certainly behind OG in this lane as well.
Yeah, it's mostly the levels. They're halting down the Wings levels on Huskar and their supports, so they're like they can't like 5-man ball with like low-level heroes because towers don't give EXP.
Oh, Blink tries to go on Miracle. Miracle's going to burst him down. Fabian's come across on the Batrider. Should be able to chase this down. Funny kill in return until Crit turns up with the TP tether, keeping Miracle alive. OG again finding themselves this kill for free in the mid lane, and even with the rotation of the off laner, Wings can't find the return kill. And I mean, Wilson, this is again not looking to be the start that Wings would have hoped for. And is it going back to the same problem in game 1 that it's just a stronger draw from OG?
A little bit of that, but also Wings kind of messed up at the early game, letting OG take control of bottom lane like that and get an advantage.
Yeah, definitely. That was a big blunder from Wings.
I also feel like the Ogre should have moved off the lane earlier, because I don't think there's much he can do against the
No,
tri
he
lane
can't.
after.
He's giving them moral support, staying there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy. Seabat.
An Ogre, the best thing you can do is actually run mid and just like poke the Tinker,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Invoker's a little bit of a better time. But it's just when you play grand finals and things like that just happen, you feel pressured. Pressure always gets to you. You want to do the correct move, but it's not easy to understand what the correct move is in the moment.
And you're not sure if you're making a mistake when you move around like that.
Yeah, it's classic Dota. It's like always self-doubt, become depressed, kill yourself.
Well, because we can certainly see Ogre starting to go for that kind of sentiment. He's come towards the mid lane, but can't just find the way of getting himself in and involved on the action, as Miracle still continues to have pretty much free reign there in the mid. 24 for 9 against the 15 for 5 of Blink. Strength to strength from this Tinker. Again, Ogre moving in close. Innocence. Yeah, he's going to just contest the 6-minute rune, but again, there's not a lot he can do. He's only got a couple of his spells out. Miracle just walks in front of him, takes the bounty rune from underneath his nose. This is certainly going to be a very, very tricky one for Wings to bring back. And I mean, obviously you're talking about lanes, talking about how the Ogre should have moved around. Would there be no sense in Wings moving the Huskar lane? Like if they had said, let's take this to the top or put this in mid, was there any way that Wings could have found a better place for the Huskar in the early game?
Not really. Right now Wings just has to do like what they keep doing. They should just try to get back into the game, just play the game. If anything, there's a little bit of pressure on OG, even though they're like clearly having an advantage. But the pressure of OG is to find the real winning condition in the game, and it's clearly to hold down the Invoker. Like Invoker is the only hero that can demolish OG's lineup.
Moving in onto bottom. Miracle is coming with the rotation with the help of Crit. TPs will be coming through, and just in time, Ice will lay down the shallow grave, but OG, the fourth, and they're going to be moving in for more. There's a duel available on Moon. They have lost Crit here on the IO, but still playing around. Moon now goes for the duel onto the Dazzle. They'll take him. They'll find the duel ruin, and now moving in for more. Shadow trying to get himself out. Innocence is coming with the TP rotation. Shadow trying to turn, but the laser from Miracle comes out. It's a double kill for Tinker. And Wings are only able to find the Crit IO kill in return. Let's see if they can get Fly. Innocence chasing down, but he's out of mana. Fly should be able to walk this one off. Stuns coming through. Bat with the rotation as well. Maybe they can kill off Undying. He's going to heal up himself. And, well, the lasso drop. They're going to pull him back into the Sunstrike. They will take down Fly as well on Undying. And Faith, he's looking for more. Eyeing up Moon, chasing this one down. Moon, he's got the backup of Crit, though. Batrider can't quite finish it off. Shadow looking towards Crit, but doesn't want to do anything too crazy there. So Wings do find a couple of kills in return, but still OG they take 2 in return, and they do get a dual win on Moon. So still just not quite enough there for Wings to really feel confident about switching this and swinging this game back.
Actually, that was extremely favorable for Wings gaming, because like OG going bottom cost them way too much. They just traded 2 for 2, and they're in a winning position. And if you look at the mid tower, it's actually dead. So Invoker gained so much from the whole scenario of bottom. I think OG should pressure the Invoker and not the bottom lane, because at this point of the game, it's rather easy for Wings to protect the safe lane. They can just go there and TP.
So you're more worried about the Invoker getting out of control at this stage rather than the Husker?
I mean, as you see in the game, what actually happened is even though they committed 4 heroes bottom of OG, the trade-off just simply wasn't there for them. Like instead, they lost the mid tower. It's even though they're winning and crushing 3 lanes,
Yeah.
they just lost their mid tower. It's not something you want.
Okay, and Wings looking to try and make some more of this momentum go their way. Get the smoke up.
They want to go big now.
Yeah, just keep going, keep riding with
Almost 10 minutes. Now it's the Wings golden times.
Yeah,
Get
All
the-
their damage in this smoke
Wings
is
very
from the
good at
Sunstrike, I think.
finding momentum.
Yeah.
And the Miracle Kill as well. Oh, look how much money that Tinker's got. Oh, that's got to be painful. That's got to be painful. Oh, he was so close as well. Well, OG have turned up. They're going to look for a bit of a turnaround. They'll get the duel onto Bat. Not going with the duel. They'll still take the kill. OG.
Get out, Hodor.
Yeah, that was good for Wings. Even though they lost Batrider, they like you pointed out, he was so close to triple balls.
Killing
Very
Tinker at
clutch.
that time. That's...
And they got
And a
another
crit kill as well. All right.
And the other thing is they forced like pretty much every TP there. So the map opened up for Wings Gaming. You can, if you look at the minimap, Wings Gaming is comfortable, just spread out. They taking control of 2 lanes as of now, while Invoker's farming Ancients. So, and OG is not getting income on any lane as of now.
The Wings train is coming for you, OG.
I mean, OG is still in a clearly like favorable position,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
They should be just a little bit careful where they decide to put pressure on. Wings is just regrouping themselves once again. They're actually gonna commit for another smoke, I think.
Here we go.
So you see the really cool synergy between Ogre and Batrider. Like he just bloodlust the Batrider. He's so quick. It's much easier for him to latch the lesser.
Oh,
and
Miracle.
chase
No,
it.
not like this again. Look at. Okay, he's got him this time. He's managed to get past that hurdle. Oh, Wings. Let's see if they're still able to make a jump onto the Tinker in the mid lane, closing the gap. Here we go. They'll chase him down with the cold snap. They've dropped the Tombstone Fly. See if there's any kind of chance for OG to turn this, but Miracle's taken down. Wings find themselves one.
Oh, he wants to get him.
And he might just do it. He's got the lasso available. He will. He's caught Fly. Starts to drag him back into the Sunstrike. Closing in as well, but Crit's coming across. A good nuke down from Moon, and now OG forcing Wings back. Ogre, he's going to be jeweled, but the Grave will deny Moon that bonus jewel damage. They're still going to be able to finish off the kill. OG chase for anything more. No-Tail on the run now with the charges. He's
No
got
Tail is
enough for
going
the
full
Omni.
Bankai mode.
Oh, Shadow. He's come here for the shutdown. He's going to jump in. Jilly backing off though. Now Fly, he's kind of left alone. You've seen the movement to the right, but he's incredibly tanky. Backup is now starting to come back in for Fly. They're already behind them. OG trying to jump in onto Wings. No-Tail still got the Omni Slash available. Shadow's going to jump in onto him. There's the Omni, but the Grave's there. Now Shadow just pummels in with the Burning Spears onto No-Tail. One more touch will do it.
He's
The Blade
gonna
Fury's actually
die.
going to run out before the... Yeah, he still ticks out. And look at this. They're looking for more. Batrider gets the first Napalm onto Crypt. Tethers himself back away across to the Creep Wave. There's a Sunstrike available. He's going to go for the play. Oh!
Lord.
Blink on the Invoker. And Wings, they... I mean, at this point, as you said, OG did have still a lead, but that it's all falling through their fingers now.
I mean, like Dota 2 is a very beautiful game, but watching Wings is even more beautiful sometimes. They make extremely smart decisions, just going for the right amount of pressure from mid lane. The moment the mid tower died, there's a lot of credit given to the Invoker at this point. Batrider's trying to get the Tinker, can't. So the Invoker just killed the mid tower, and then the map just opened up. It was so much easier to just walk around there and get more kills. And OG's heroes, they're kind of awkward playing this kind of game. They have an Undying Wisp. It's 2 heroes that don't latch anyone. There's no stun, no real slow. Then they have a Tinker who needs space. And then there's just Elsie and Juggernaut left who actually try to do things, but Wings is overwhelming them with more heroes. They consciously smoke with a Dazzle to just gank a Tinker and poke them into the river fight.
Yeah, it feels like OG has to react to the movements from Wings just
Yeah.
because they don't have any, like, big catch.
Exactly. So OG is playing a reactive position while Wings is being the active person, active team in this game. Even though OG had the, like usually when you have the barrel laning stage, you set the tempo, but Wings is already setting the tempo. Like they don't give a shit, they just do it.
Yeah, this is looking very promising for Wings indeed, especially after the kind of the way that the game one played out.
I mean, this game is quite even now. It's a very interesting game at this point.
Something cool is that the Batrider plus the support smoke combo normally wouldn't have that much damage, but with the Sunstrike they can actually
Yeah,
get kills, and the
they've
Evoker
been
can be
utilizing this quite well.
OG Now trying to look for a bit of action themselves with their own smoke. They have the duel. They've got the Omni Slash available. So if actually able to find anything. Looking to try and bait a bit with Miracle. Looks like Wings aren't biting. Innocence will now come round. Actually going to be able to move N0tail about here, but indeed unable to find anything with the smoke.
This is the problem with like that Wings got the mid tower. If OG got their tower, this smoke would actually work because like there's a tower, you can't smoke past it. It's really hard to make that move.
Yeah, you can really feel how OG like they want to take an action now, but it's hard. Batrider going in.
Oh, look at this. The lasso into the Sunstrike. Miracle is just a free kill for this bat.
It's just styling on him.
This Batrider is
Damn.
playing extremely well. Face beyond, very good offlaner.
I played against him in a pub. He triggered me so hard. I was trying to kill him. I was playing Axe. I was Timbersaw. Seriously, he was dropping the Tranquils on my face all the time. That was something that I wanted to lose that game.
Did you lose the game?
Oh, I won.
Oh, you did
I-
win.
I
Oh, you
seriously
won
wanted
it.
to. Like, every other Axe on my lane would have just died so many times.
Oh man.
I'm wondering if OG can go for Roshan if they bait them into the top lane of Wings, because they have Undying. Undying's ulti works on Roche, so it's not
Oh, the
hard to
damage amp,
just... Yeah, the damage amplification works.
Radiant's
Uh,
middle tower
I
is
feel like
under
OG is actually already setting up for like a bottom play around the Roche area. You always need to be very conscious about the whole bottom area that is Roshan. But the Ogre is not showing top as of now, he's just staying in fog. So I had to give them an illusion where he actually is on the map, and Invoker is just farming very safe spots. Also not showing on the lane.
So what's the plan for OG to take a tier 1 and then look to Roche
Yeah,
at
that's
this
a
stage?
correct play by OG to just get control of the bottom area of the map. Just get the territory. Dota is often just a game of territory. You want to hold certain territories and control them for a period of time till their value diminishes. And as long as Roshan is there, there's a huge value around this area.
tower is under attack.
See, yeah, moving in very aggressively. The TPs are going to be coming in from Wings, so people backing up. Still just missing the Invoker, but a good Sunstrike is potential that needs to offer. And he does have bots, so he can join the fight if needed. Wings, Faith Bian trying to set up, has the blink, the lasso jumps in. He's not going to commit it to N0tail here, as N0tail's allowed to back off.
Yeah,
The
Wings-
pressure's still
Wings
been
is
putting on
making
here.
space for the Invoker in mid lane. He's just literally doing the same thing once again, just pushing the mid tower.
And at this stage as well, just blinks Invoker. We saw obviously at the start that he did struggle in lane, but I guess just this is the power of the Quas Exort Invoker and playing the Invoker in a game where, as we can see, OG, they've been reacting and making moves a lot as a full 5-man. They've just not been able to kind of spread themselves around the map and make as much of the resources as Wings have been able to so far, it seems.
Yeah. And network has shifted quite a bit. The Husker is actually leading now with the Invoker together. That's not something OG wants whatsoever. At the same time, OG couldn't even fulfill their mission on the bottom lane.
Yep.
So I'm wondering what their next move actually is right now. The Tinker is not that strong as of now. He needs to get his items. I think he's going for the long item build of the Adderlands, the Blink, Adderlands, Aghanims, before he truly becomes powerful. But that's a lot of time. Like at this point, the Invoker will just like rapidly up his net worth.
And at this point as well, Timberman, if you're playing the Husker, obviously you're probably a little peed off at the pressure that OG are putting on you at the start, but are you kind of laughing now, the fact that you've brought it back? You're fine, aren't you?
I would be smiling right
Yeah.
now. My mid laner is doing everything correct. My Batrider is winning me the game. I'm just hitting creeps. And now my teammates tell me to smoke up and kill these guys. It's like a
Alright.
dream game right
Have
now.
to be going for that smoke, you know.
Yeah.
And there we have it, jumping onto Fly, making sure there's no chance of a two-stone or anything come out. He's dragged into the Sunstrike, and of course Wings, they're not happy with one. They're going to look for more. Crypt's going to be able to TP out in time, though. Already in the trees, N0tail just hiding, holding on to himself. It's actually going to reveal, and yeah, goes for the Blade Fury TP out, nothing to cancel it through the magic immunity, so he will be able to escape. But still, it's Wings finding actions with these smokes, and OG just unable to do anything in return. Yeah, Roshan is, of course, there. Is there any chance that Wings will look to do Roche themselves, or is it just too risky against OG's draft?
And Wings, they definitely want to go Roche. If they go Roche, they might just win the game off that. If Radiant takes the first Roshan, that's one of the most valuable things you can have.
OG know this as well. They want to do something to stop it. The question is, are they going to have the chance to? They're not. It's already down. Wings.
Oh,
take it.
Bankai!
Oh.
Bankai would score. Oh, that's my boy.
Shadow just jumping all over the place, and OG, they just look like they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's hit them. No tail to melt as well. And at this stage, Wilson, it's feeling like OG are on the path to getting well and truly Huskard.
I wish I could play Husker like that. I was sitting here being sad.
Wings picked up their game really well. They're in a clearly winning position as of now.
Yeah, it's the Wings magic from 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They just roll over you. No
This
matter
is
what
their
happens
window.
in your early game, guys, we're fine. Let's just go.
I gotta say that OGs has a hard time making use of their strategy. The problem in these kind of games where they just hold positions is just never the kind of game you want to have with Undying. Undying, you want to run in and kill everyone. Because the Zero can't do anything else. He can't really farm. And I mean, we see like they can't utilize the Legion Commander either. He's just farming too. So OG seems a little bit lost right now. And they must be thinking of how to claim control back. At the same time, they're gonna play against an Aegis Husker, so no matter what, they can never take a direct 5v5. They need to hope for good pickoffs, but Wings is very good at their positioning. You see, they always are fogged and then waiting for the right moment. Pretty
Look
much
at this
like
as well. You know, they see the joke, but they realise you take the Aya. No chance for the save to be there. Miracle's now going to come in. But again, they just don't have the catch, the control to deal with this Bat Rider like that.
Actually, really smart pickup. He used against Juggernaut, so he can't Omni him after he like kills the Wisp. He always wants to find the Wisp, get a nice kill, some gold in the back, then Yule him if he actually tries to Omni Stash him.
Yeah. I think the map movement of Wings is the most interesting part. You can see that the heroes just stay fogged all the time, so OG never knows what's up. Like, even on top lane, they just let the Husker deal with the tower alone. The Bat Rider was sitting on the trees on the right side, Invoker is just farming Ancients, he's also fogged. It's like, it's very elusive for OG to deal. With their kind of heroes, they don't have a Beastmaster or something like that to just send in Hawks or put clear map pressure. Oh wow.
Faith reacted immediately with a blink back, and hey, uses up the Legion, backs off, Flame breaks away the IO.
And the
And
Bat
again,
Rider is just playing with them at this point.
Yeah. Nothing they can do to catch the Bat, even with 3 of them put down there. And of course, when you're reacting like that, the rest of Wings, they're going to look to make the most of it elsewhere across the map. Miracle jumps across, but the Weave Vision's there. Miracle caught out and taken down.
Oh, he's stuck.
Yeah, Tinker needs to buy back. This is like high ground if he doesn't.
But Husker can't get
oh
out.
shit.
He's like
He's
stuck.
got no slots, yeah.
Hello,
They
test.
need to
Maybe
bring the
Bat Rider
creeps.
can kind of
Yeah, he needs the Bat. Yeah, you're right, Wilson. He needs to get the
Oh,
okay,
no,
oh,
we're
just
still
get the Bat,
creeps.
yeah.
For the ult.
mediocre.
Talking about the Bat, OG.
There's
It's just like,
just chilling on this bottom lane.
what are you doing? Hello?
Maybe Moon
Oh,
can
shit.
kill him.
Oh.
Oh, no!
Oh.
JK.
No.
JK.
I mean, Matt, I can see why you got frustrated against playing against this guy. This man's a bit of a cock tease.
Yeah, he is.
Ah.
See how he plays. He's being an asshole. He doesn't know fair play.
He needs to nerf himself. And Wings at this point, you can see them jumping in. They take the kill onto Fly. The racks are exposed. They'll finish themselves up the melee top. And OG, they just don't seem to have the tools to stop with this kind of Huskar push at this stage of the game.
Yeah, that's the power of the early Aegis, especially from Radiant and Husker having Aegis. You just can't do anything. You just gotta like watch your building style. They're just, everything is on fire. Who cares?
And I guess, man, this just goes to show you, look at the Huskar. He's got 4.8k gold. I mean, but we're seeing, he could donate that money to charity. He doesn't need it, does he? He's already got everything he needs.
That is true. I feel like he's gonna buy AC after this.
Yeah, I think AC would be very good.
But I mean, what am I talk to about this Husker game? He's clearly the master.
Oh, the Ogre didn't max Bloodlust. I mean, he makes the Fire Blast. I mean, Ogre is a versatile hero. He can max a lot of spells. Thought you get like at least 2 or 3 points in Bloodlust.
Maybe he thought that the his team didn't need the attack speed
Yeah,
because of
probably.
Huskar.
I guess he wants more burst as well. Not sure. They do have a lot of damage. I don't know. These Chinese
I
guys.
think it's actually buying
confusing.
Satanic on Huskar.
Yeah, he's just spent 900, didn't he? What did Huskar pick up? He's got something on the current? Oh yeah, he's in the Reaver, and then yeah, it must be the helm or
Dire's
something.
bottom tower is under
He
attack.
watched my replay. He's just like, I'm just gonna do this better.
I mean, if you're OG, what is the answer from OG now? How do OG turn this around? Can they split them out? Can they wrap them out with the Tinkers?
I mean, they definitely want to fight in high ground.
Yeah.
Get a miracle fight in there. Catch out the bat when he's like on your face.
Yeah. Otherwise, they just want to delay the game till Tinker gets more items. Like if he gets Aghanims and the laser shoots like AoE, that's a very nice tool to deal with high ground pushes. At the same time, the Aegis is already out, so. But it's hard. Like Huskar is very strong, Satanic, 2.2k HP. It's like 2.8k for Armlet on. I don't want to play with that game.
Unstoppable.
Problem is also the supporters of OG, they're like choked out, they can't get any gold. Wisp has a tool to farm creeps, but that's not a way to play Wisp. You want to stay behind your course more than anything else. And the partnered hero Wisp is undying. He has like no tool whatsoever to actually do anything to the creep waves. So he can never like change the creep equilibrium whatsoever.
I mean, look at this. The Huskar moves up, and well, what are you going to do to stop this? He just doesn't care at all. OG, they've got the full 5-man back as Crit just respawns, but they've lost a tier 3 bottom. And it looks like Huskar, you get it in the right draft, it's still going to be incredibly effective.
Brett?
Crit comes in, 3 shots, and he's
Electricity Huskar.
down.
They're just all on fire.
Alright, Wings. They may have got crushed in game 1, but game 2 they bring the Huskar through to great effect, and OG, they don't have the answers to it. I mean,
Definitely not.
Do you think OG panicked a little when they saw the Huskar?
I think so. I mean, I think their early game response was very well thought of. It was very good.
It was amazing. how they,
It
like,
was.
won the early game on every single lane.
Yeah. But then, like, I was just one gank on the Huskar bottom that just, like, everything just fell apart at this point.
where they lost their tier 1 mid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and at the
yeah.
same time they killed the Tinker once there, and from there the game seemed pretty natural for Wings to just do what they need to do. I mean, I